Hello friends, it's Jama Malmy with my favorite type of video, an unboxing video for the items in the new catalog. So I have here the July-August catalog from Close to My Heart, and right off the bat you may notice that it is a 2-month catalog now instead of a 3, which I'm really excited about because I love having the new products more often. I don't know about you, but I love new products. It's always fun to have new stuff. So this is the cover art that is featuring Cape Cod. This is the Cape Cod collection. It's so pretty, like a beach vibe to it with really pretty soft colors, lots of goodies in this. So we're gonna take a closer look and let's take a look in the box. I got a lot of the new products. There are a lot of fun stamps, which we'll take a look at. This is one of my very favorites. Some embossing folders, dies, some scrapbooking kits, just lots of fun stuff. So let me go ahead and organize this for you, and then we'll dive in and take a closer look at everything. Let's start with this beautiful Cape Cod collection. I have everything I got out in front of me, which is almost everything available. And then I'm going to flip back between the catalog and the products because there's some things that are just easier to point out in the catalog. And I always forget to point this out. There is an opportunity for you to become a maker and to become a VIP. Just if you're interested, I want to throw that out there. A maker is like what I do, and then a VIP is what most of my customers do. It's $35 to join, and then you get 15% back on all of your purchases. So just thought I would throw that out there up front, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'll put links to more info down below as well. Okay, so here is the really pretty opening for Cape Cod. See, I want to show you the artwork because I'll show you all of the pretty, supplies, but sometimes it's helpful to see it in the artwork too and how pretty that is. And then here are a couple of cards. So I'm going to show you this really cool stamp set. And then here is a look at all of the papers. There is a paper pack with a sticker sheet available or just the paper pack without the stickers. A coordinating cardstock pack that has all of the cardstock colors that coordinate with the collection. There are these embellishments. It's a mixture of frosted acrylic, regular acrylic, and paperboard pieces. And then there's the digital art collection, which I'm trying to point out more often because they are such a cool thing. So this is able to be used with a Cricut or Silhouette or anything that can cut SVGs. These are SVG files that you pull into your design program. So there are 2 designed cards, all of these icons, and then a whole layout. And so like when you pull in the layout into, say, Cricut Design Space, I have a Cricut, it comes like this. So it's all done for you and you just have to cut it. You can change the colors if you want, but it's all done, which is so cool. So that's the digital art collection, and that's available for every collection that Close to My Heart offers. There's all of the past collections too on my website that you can check out. All right, so let's take a look at these. So we have the Cape Cod scrapbooking stamp set and the Cape Cod card making stamp set. Now, I mostly scrapbook here on my channel, so I get stamps that will work for mostly scrapbooking. I do make cards and send them to my customers and family and stuff like that, but I like it to be able to do double duty and be able to work on a scrapbook layout too. So you can see here, this cool stamp set will create a beach scene, but I'm thinking that it can be used for a beach scene on a scrapbook layout too, either like going down the side or just continually stamping these across. I don't know, I'm gonna have to play with it, but I think it's gonna be able to be done. You've got this like watercolor look with each of these stamps. So you've got the sand, which is gonna be here, and then you've got the water, which is here, and then it looks like they put another additional color in between there, maybe partially stamped this, but then this is like the sky look. So really cool. And there are actually a couple of other examples in here on this page. So you can see here, this doesn't have a horizon line, it's just the 3 stamps. So they must have done some sort of technique to get that 4th like horizon line in there, or sunset. So you create the scene with these 3 stamps, and then it comes with the little gate and the little grass things, which are just so cute. So I'm excited to play with this for cards and scrapbooking. And then this is the scrapbooking set, and it's got this really cool watercolor look to it. So you can kind of see it's got all the shadows and everything, and that cool crab in here, and it was in the cover art. You've got this watercolor look on here, so it's just really, really fun. And then these images that have the little blue outline in here and on the stamp set, those have coordinating dies so you can cut them out. So excited to play with this as well. And then let's dig into the kits. I'm going to open up the scrapbook kit first. Okay, so here is the paper pack. This whole paper pack comes in the Scrapbook Workshop Kit. So here's what that looks like in the catalog. You can see everything that you get. And then these are the 3 layouts that you'll create. Now, what I like doing with the kit is ordering it, and it comes with a bunch of extra stuff, and I sometimes follow the guide to create the layouts, and sometimes I venture off and do my own thing. So just know that if you do get this kit, it does come with a full guide, and that's right here, and it has the picture of each of the layouts that you'll create. It tells you what supplies extra that you'll need. It's mostly all inclusive, so it tells you need the Scrapbooking Workshop Kit, the white gloss spray, which is this, and that's optional. It's an optional added technique, so if you have this, you can do it, or anything else that you can spray, like a shimmer brush or any other type of paint. And then a journaling pen, 3D foam tape, glue dots, paper trimmer, scissors, adhesive ruler. So really basic supplies that you probably already have. And then it tells you exactly how to cut everything. So you can cut all of your papers ahead of time. They are labeled. So 1A is for project 1, piece A. And then when you get to the assembly, it tells you here on this diagram, this is piece 1A, and that's where that goes. So it's really foolproof scrapbooking. If you want to just follow the guide and not have to think about it, this is available for every collection for scrapbooking and for card making, and I'll be showing you the card making one too. So that is the layouts that this creates, and the kit comes with the embellishments that you'll need for the layouts. So this doesn't include a full embellishment pack, but it includes what you'll need to complete these layouts. So we've got these toffee die cut shapes, and this is on a paper board, which is thicker than cardstock, but not quite as thick as chipboard. It's like a thin chipboard, I guess you could say. It's pretty sturdy. The white pieces, and I misspoke earlier, these are paperboard. I was thinking that they were acrylic, but then the acrylic pieces are frosted. And then if you want the whole embellishment pack, that is here. So that's what I did, is I ordered the whole embellishment pack. And truth be told, I actually got a couple because I've been working on my sister's Hawaii album, as you may know. So I want to include these on her album, but I also want them for myself. So these are really, really fun shapes, and they have kind of a frosted look to them. So some of them, if they've got like the frosted on one side and then shiny on the other, but the frosted side has like that detailing in them. So that is the extra embellishment pack. This comes in the scrapbook kit. The scrapbook kit also includes photo placeholders. You may see me use these sometimes as mats on my photos because I scrapbook my photos right away, so I don't need the placeholders, but I sometimes cut my photos down a little bit so that I can use these as a white mat around my photos. You get the full paper pack. Some of these little acrylic pieces gone wild. So you get the full paper pack with sticker sheet in the scrapbooking kit. So you'll have some paper and stickers left over after you've finished the layouts. So there is that fun, these fun patterns. And these are cardstock stickers. They're really nice, high quality stickers. So they look really nice and professional on your layouts. And then I know you've been waiting to see these close up. So let me give you a close up look at all of these patterns. I love this like almost watercolor look. And then here's the back side of that. All of these words in kind of a wave shape. Such pretty colors, right? Really pretty tropical leaves, like palm leaves or something. Who doesn't love a good wood grain? So we've got this pretty wood grain with the toffee. And by the way, all of the zip strips tell you what colors are in the layout. And then the other side of the zip strip is a usable piece that sometimes you'll use in the workshop kit, and then or you can use on anything, but they tell you the colors. So there's bluebird, lagoon, periwinkle, toffee, and white daisy in this paper pack. And then here is the fun stripe. Okay, and then these are all of the extra die cut pieces that you need for the layouts that are provided with the instructions. So you'll use all of these pieces, and they're really easy to pop out, and they are labeled on the back. So this is for project 2. So what you can do is pop everything out, put them in piles for layout 1, 2, and 3, and then just grab them when you need them. Or like I do is sometimes I'll just use them however I want on my own layout. I might follow the layout exactly. I might follow it with some changes to fit my photos, because a lot of times I have different size or orientation photos, or more photos. I always add more photos. So if you like to add lots of photos to your layouts, then be sure to subscribe to my channel, because I almost always try to get the most photos on my layout that I can. Okay, and then something that's cool about these kits is that they come with some exclusive paper that you can only get in the kit. They are incorporated in the layouts, but then you can use them however you want too. If you want to use them in the layouts, you can, or do your own thing. So love this stripe, and then I love this texture. Isn't that fun? It's almost like paint or maybe even concrete in that pretty blue color. And then you'll also get some cardstock sheets. So you get the colors that you'll need to complete those layouts. So here we go for the cardstock. There's 5 sheets. And that is the scrapbook kit. So let's move on to the card kit. All right, here is the card kit. And let me give you a look in the catalog so you can see those cards really nicely. There are 4 different cards that you'll create, and you can create 4 of each one. And something fun this time is they included a slimline card. They don't always do that. And then here are the other cards, and there are techniques with this too. But this is what I'm most excited about, and what I actually got this card kit for is this stamp and die set. So the unique thing about these card kits is they come with an exclusive stamp and die set that you can only get in the kit. And a lot of times I really want that stamp and die set, so I'll order the whole kit just for this. But the bonus is that you can create all of these beautiful cards, and it has the guide to create them. So you have the picture of each of those cards again, and then it tells you the materials needed. There are some extra stamp pads that you'll need for these techniques, and this is all listed on my website too. Like when you go to purchase this, it's listed right on that page. And it has the cutting guides and everything, and it even tells you how to cut the paper to do the die cutting as well. And then it has assembly instructions. So just like the scrapbooking kit, but for cards. And they are really, really cute, and I just love these. So these little shapes are just dies, and they create that those little like cuts in there for the extra texture, and you can add some blending on them and stuff. And then I love these textural stamps too. Let's look at this because it's a little bit bigger. So there's this cool texture, and then this can add a fun texture, and then we've got some great sentiments. You're so special. Let's celebrate. So really cute, love that. And so you'll get 2 sheets of patterned paper. This is the bulk paper from Cape Cod. So these 2 patterns here, and then all of this cardstock that you'll need for the cards, 2 sheets of the gems, and then you also get the card bases and envelopes so that you have all of those. You've got the slimline ones for the bases and the envelopes, and they come pre-scored, so all you do is just fold them in half and you're good to go. So that is a look at Cape Cod. Now let's move to the next collection. Okay, the next collection is called Cozy Up, and it's a cute little fall collection. All I've gotten from that so far is the card kit, so that's what this is. But let me show you a look at the paper collection. I don't know about you, but I'm not quite ready to dive into fall, so I haven't jumped in all the way. But this is the paper collection. And so here is the sticker sheet and all of the pattern papers. Now I did get this because I just love dots. So this is what that looks like. There are a few that are glittery, so those are fun. And then here is a digital art collection. You've got the full scrapbook layout again that you can just go ahead and cut with all of these pretty leaves, these cute little cards, some fun title options, and then these pumpkins are actually 3D pumpkins, so you can make like decor for your table. There's a nice thanks sentiment in there. And then I did get this. Let me show you the stamps. So here's the Cozy Up card making stamp set. I love some good pumpkins for my fall scrapbooking. These are great sizes. So I got these, even though it's the card making stamp set, these are great sizes for scrapbooking as well. And there's a cute little snail and some mushrooms. And then this one, the Cozy Up scrapbooking kit. There have been a couple of other book Stampin' Dies out before, but I haven't gotten them. I have not been much of a reader until recently. I'm actually an audiobook listener, and I go through audiobooks like crazy now. But my daughter is a reader, and I have some cute pictures of her reading, so I finally went for one of these book stamp sets. And so some of them have some coordinating dies, and then there's a little bit of a fall theme to them too, but you can definitely use these ones without the fall theme too. So my weekend is booked, just one more chapter, cozy up with a good book, so some fun sentiments on there. So those are the stamp sets that I got to go with Cozy Up. And then this is a stamp that is not necessarily part of Cozy Up, but I got this leaf line art because they're really big leaves. And so I have the simple leaves, which is another great set, and I love using that in my scrapbooking. But these have a little bit more veining detail. They're just different, and they're really big. They're bigger than that other set. It's hard to tell on here because they're shown 75% of size. But if you look at this side, you can see how big they are. And so that's going to be really fun for scrapbooking. And they all have a die too. Okay, so let me show you the scrapbooking kit since I don't have that. Here are the layouts that kit creates, and it's just like the Cape Cod where it has the guide and the instructions and all of that stuff and all the die cuts that come extra. And then this one actually has a stencil. So there's some stenciling techniques with these leaf stencils. And so here are the layouts that are part of that. But I just got the card kit because I needed this right here. And I really like these leaves too, and I like the greetings. There's just lots of fun stuff in here. And the cards are just gorgeous too, and there's a different kind of stenciling technique in this card kit. So let me show you close up. So here's that Stampin' Die set that's only available in the kit, and I just love this little scribbly circle. There was a die cut paperboard piece in the Dreammaker collection that actually it's available for just another day that had one of these in black, and I loved it and I used it right away and I wanted more of them, so now I can cut my own. I could always cut them on the Cricut, but I just like the finished look of a die, and sometimes it's just easier to cut them with the dies. So lots of fun leaves on here too. It comes with a little sampler pack of the arrows. These are on the paperboard pieces, so there's just some arrows in there. Of course, the card bases and envelopes, and then here is the guide for that. So here's another look at those 4 cards, and you can create 4 of each of them. And then the paper. So this is the bulk paper, so it's not all of the sheets, but you get 3 sheets of this one. So if you wanted to use them differently, you can. You can just use all the leaves or mix it with the brown, and then you get the cardstock colors as well. So that is a look at Cozy Up. Now let's get into some stamps. But first, how could I forget the mix-ins? I love this mix-in collection, especially this stripe with that kind of wonky stripe that's not a straight line, kind of watercolor look. So this is the mix-in collection. It is different on the front and the back, but the front and back are the same colors, so they all coordinate with each other. And so the idea of the mix-in collection is that this pack will help to supplement the other collections. And I love looking at the artwork in the catalog because on the mix-in page, it always shows an example of something created using all of the patterns. So here's some of the Cozy Up, and then it's got the mix-ins, and then some of the Cape Cod. And so you've got a whole bunch of different patterns in this one layout. So this is a really cute one. And this is the mix-in pack. So it just comes with one sheet of each of these. I usually get 2 packs of these so that I have at least 2 of each of these because you're gonna want the front and the back, or you never know what you're gonna want. So I just like to keep my options open and have 2 packs. All right, here's the rest of what I got. Lots of stamps and a couple of dies. And then I got some more memory protectors. I hope you guys have seen me use these here on my channel. They come in all different sizes, and I was out of the 3x3, so I just added it onto this order. But you can get them in 3x4, 4x6, 4x4, lots of different sizes, even all the way up to 8x12. So they are a great way to add more photos to your layouts. So you just stick your photos in there, and then this is sticky, and you stick it on top of your page protector and lift it up or lift it to the side or even have it go down, however you want, and it creates a little interactive way to add more photos to your layout. So I add them all the time. So if you look back at my videos, you'll probably find some with flip flaps. Okay, I am going to save this one for last because I'm going to do a little demo with how this works. It's an embossing folder, a stencil with actually 2 stencils in there, a die, and a stamp set, and they all coordinate together. So I'm going to set that aside, but it's really cool, so I want to demo that for you. Okay, this has been something that's been requested, is more sports stamps. And so I got the ones that my kids play, but there's all of these other ones. There's volleyball, tennis, soccer, rugby, I think that is. So lots of different options here. I think I'm actually going to need to get golf too because my son has been going to the driving range and even playing on a little course with my husband. It's really cute. So I love this. This is a lot of the mix-ins, and then this is the wood grain from Cape Cod. And I just love the colors in this page. That's really fun. But you are going to be very happy with all of these sports icons here. And then actually, to go along with that, I'll show you this one. This one's called Let's Play. And it's got a bunch of little icons that are typically go with little boys. I know that a lot of girls play with these too, but it does say love this boy. If you wanted to say love this girl, just mask this, and then you can use an alphabet stamp set or cut something with dies to say love this girl, or just love this or love this kid. You could mask this kid and use it with this. But the soccer ball will look really fun because they're different sizes paired with this soccer ball on a layout. And then you have some dies for some of these too. I know my daughter loves Lego more than my son, so I'm definitely going to be using these for some of hers. I've actually scrapbooked her playing Lego before, so I think I'm going to go back and add this now. All right, and then there's some fun summer ones. I love this one. Unfortunately, it doesn't have dies. I wish it had dies for these aviator glasses, but I know I'm going to use this stamp set a lot. I love this summer stamp set. This is going to pair well with Cape Cod, even though it doesn't technically go with Cape Cod. It can go with anything though. But there's some fun watercolor look to some of these. There's this tree line border, which will work really well in my vacation scrapbook that I'm working on. I absolutely love this. And then this is a really fun one too. And I actually have some kayaking photos to scrapbook. I've almost scrapbooked them so many times, and now I'm glad I didn't. Don't you love it when that happens? You procrastinate something or just put it off, and then, oh, I know I didn't do that yet. So this is going to be perfect. My dad loves a kayak, and he has a kayak, and so I've got some fun pictures of that. There's the stand-up paddleboard. I don't know, I'm not too sure about this sun on the stand-up paddleboard. That's a little bit weird. I haven't stand-up paddleboarded. I would love to try, but I'm not sure about this icon. I love all of the rest of them though. The fun fishing pole are really, really cool. So love that. All right, this one has some, just a whole bunch of, it's called setting the scene. So a bunch of scene setting stuff. So let me actually show it to you in the catalog. All right, so this shows a little bit better some ways to use that. So these swipes, they've used it like as a background. And then this text, which reminds me of the text also in that Dreammaker collection, is just smaller text. And they've used it on here like that. They've used some of the swatches behind here. I think it's actually this one that they did a few times behind there, and the clouds and sun up here. It would be really cute for cards too. This would be cute for fall, and then these could be used for journaling lines. So that's really fun. I really like these ones and how they're kind of offset. And then I didn't get this one, so I just wanted to show you that that is a really fun border set. All right, and then I'm gonna get into some like florally kind of stuff. This die is really fun. Let me show that to you. Okay, so here it is in the catalog, and they've used it in some unique ways. It comes with two pieces. So you've got this piece here that fits in here, and then you've got the plate. So you can use them together or not, but this fits right over there. And then this stamp set is designed to go with it. So it can go with this. There's some that go portrait orientation, some that go landscape. So there's lots of ways that you can use this, and you could do some really fun backgrounds on this and then put just white over it like this. That would be really fun. Or use the pretty background on the cut part and just put white on the back. That would look pretty as well. I love dies like this where there's just so many options. So I'm really excited about this set here, and this is mostly toward card making, so I'll probably mostly be using it for cards, but I might try to sneak it into a layout. We'll see. Okay, and then there's this Pretty Posies set. This is very similar to a Stitch Floral set that we had not too long ago, but I didn't get that one. So if you have that one, I don't remember the name of it, but this is quite similar, but I just really liked these examples and how that stitching on the flower really pops. And I liked how they colored these darker than these bigger petals here. It really pops. And then look at, they stamped it onto patterned paper. I think that's from the mix-in, and then colored on the patterned paper. So you've got that green outline, but then also the marker within the stamped lines. This one's really pretty too, so that's all using this Pretty Posies set, and I just thought it was really pretty. See, the artwork sells because I saw this artwork and I was like, yep, I need that. And then there's this fun new alphabet called Blooming Alphabet, and I just thought it was fun. Again, the artwork sold me in it. This one is back toward the back of the catalog, and so you've got all of the letters shown here really big, but then they used it on this one that I showed you here. That's cute, but when I saw it here, I was like, okay, I guess I need that because they just colored it so cute. Look at the little shadows. They added like a really light blue. It's probably the lightest color of the ice blue tri-blend marker as like a shadow, and then colored each of those little butterflies and flowers, and I just thought it was so cute, and I think this whole layout is so cute. And then they used it again over here and cut it out and put it right on top of that pink cardstock. So that's really cute too. Here's another fun set, Flowers Are Like Friends. I just thought this would be a really pretty one, fun one to color, and it's so pretty. The artwork in the catalog is gorgeous. I love both of these. I like how you can put it on the bottom and at the top for a totally different look. You can color them in totally different colors for an even different look. I just thought that that was really pretty. Okay, so that is all the stamps that I got, and before I do the demo, let me just show you a few others that are noteworthy that I haven't gotten. So this Perched Budgies stamp set, these look like parakeets, but they're actually budgies, which are big in Australia and maybe New Zealand, I'm not sure. One of my Kiwi friends, correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that these are popular down under, so I think they're really cute. And then this die right here with the bird cage is really fun. So that's another one that I didn't get that just wanted to show you. Here is a fun school themed stamp set if you're looking for a school themed one. Some fun little animals here. And then this one is kind of like that truck that we had that sold out where you could add the piles of things in the back of the truck. If you have that truck, these might actually fit in the back of the truck too, but now we also have the barrels. So you can do an apple barrel or a flower barrel or an Easter egg barrel. So you've got all of the holidays again. You've got the little handle. And then this is like the handle for the crate. So you can just cut it in here, and you can also cut it in the side of the apple barrel or the basket if you want to as well. So that is another fun set. And then this set with the girl is always popular. Everybody loves the girl. So here is a fall themed one. And then last but not least, let's take a look at the stamp of the month. But before I do, let me note that all of this will be available starting July 1st. So you'll be able to view the whole catalog on my website. You can view a digital version. You can order starting July 1st. And with any size order, you get the catalog for free. Just add it to your cart during checkout and make sure you log in and create an account. If you just log in or if you just check out as a guest, you don't get prompted to add the catalog. So make sure you create an account if you haven't already. And hopefully you have and you've signed up as a VIP so you get that VIP credit. So here is a look at the July stamp of the month. And if you are a VIP, you also get this added for free with the $50 order, which is really, really cool. That is one of the other perks of becoming a VIP. So that is only available in July. And then this is the August stamp of the month. So this one will be only available in August. The stamp of the month changes each month, and as a VIP, you always get it for free with the $50 order. If you're not a VIP, that's okay. You can still add it for $5 with the $50 order. All right, so let me show you the demo with this cool Sprigs and Leaves bundle. Okay, so the idea of these 4 products is that they all work together. You've got the embossing folder, which lines up with the stencils. And there are 2 stencils. There's one with the full leaf and one that does the detail. And then you've got the die that will cut out all of those images. And then you've got the stamps that work with this too. So you could color with the stencils and then stamp. So I'm gonna show you 2 versions so that you can see how they all work and different ways that they work. So I've chosen Sage, Harbor, and Pine, and I'm gonna work with the Sage and Harbor first. And I've already done the embossing folder on this panel here. And depending on your die cut machine, you might need to run this through twice. I had a little bit hanging off, so I ran it through and then I shifted it all up and then ran it through again because my die cutting machine was not long enough. Okay, and then, so that was with this. So I'll set that aside because I'm done with that now. And then we are gonna do some stenciling. So we just need to make sure we've got it the right way. We're gonna line it up here. And then I'm going to add a little bit of tape to hold it down as well to make sure that it doesn't shift. I'm going to start with my lightest color because this is going to be the background of my leaves. And I have 2 brushes out. I use the same brush for each color family. So since I'm especially using a light green, I want to get all of the excess green off that's on this right now. I think that's pretty good. And then I'll just rub it on here and then cover this with a stencil. Okay, so I've done a light coverage on all of the leaves, so it doesn't do these little tiny leaves, but let's lift that off and look at it. It is so pretty with the embossed leaves. I love that. Okay, so let's bring in the second stencil. I'm going to steal this tape back and set this aside. And then this detail one has these little leaves too. This first one didn't do the little leaves. So we're going to line that up. Now you could go in with the pine and it will add the detail with a darker green. I thought I would try the Harbor just for a little bit of contrast. And don't want to do that. Let me get the extra blue off here. The Harbor's a darker color, so it's not going to make as big a difference if there's some blue left on this brush, but I use sapphire last, I think, so I just want to get off what I can. Okay, so now we'll go in the harbor and we'll get everything that is showing. Ooh, that is looking so cool already. So you want to make sure that you use a color that will mix well with what's underneath, because you're going on top of that. So if I were to go over this with, like, you know, red or something, obviously that's going to turn to just a brown muddy color with the green. So you want to make sure that you're working with a color that will work well. Like doing a darker green is always safe because you know green will work with green, but this dark blue will work as well. Okay, I really love the contrast here. I can't wait to see what it looks like. I actually was surprised. I wasn't expecting it to fully cover some of the leaves on these smaller sprigs. I like that. Now you can use a lighter ink or use a lighter hand to get a softer look, but I really, really like that contrast. That is so cool. Okay, so before I use the die cut, or the die, let me show you the stencil with the stamp. Okay, for number 2, I didn't clean my first stencil because I'm going to use the same color, but I did clean my second stencil because I'm going to use a different color. So for this, you don't have to necessarily line it up perfectly because I didn't emboss this first. We're going to be stamping over it. Okay, so I did a light coating of the ink. I got a little bit off center there, but that's okay. We're gonna kind of cover that up anyway. Now, what I'm gonna do with this second stencil is actually go over it again with sage. And so those highlighted areas, or those shadow areas, actually are gonna be just a darker shade of the same color. Now this stencil you do have to line up. Okay, so I've got the same sage, and so we're going to fill those leaves here that weren't on the first one, but I'm going to go over it with a darker hand, so they're going to look darker. So see how we're getting a darker image all around? I'm getting this really inky, inkier than I did the first layer, and then going over everything more intense. I got smart and I added my Tim Holtz Media Mat under here. I always forget about it. But this way it doesn't slide around when I'm getting more ink on my ink pad, and it saves a lot of frustration and a lot of time, so I don't have to take my hand away and hold it. If you don't have a Tim Holtz Media Mat, the grip mat yet, I'll link it down below for you, because when I remember to use it, it is really, really awesome. Okay, so we've gone over with a heavier hand. Something to keep in mind is that when this ink dries, it dries back a little bit lighter as it soaks into the paper. So you can even see here where I ended, the darker parts are even darker than the darker parts down here. So if you want it even darker, you might want to do a second coat of that second stencil. But I'm happy with this, and we're going to add the stamping. So that's going to add another layer of the wow factor. So each of these stamps lines up with one of these designs on the stencil, so you can stamp the outline, and then there's also these little inside parts. So I'm going to do the outer portions first. And this is what I'm going to use the pine ink for, because I want it to be a little bit darker. Now you could use a stamp platform for this if you want and line everything up, but more often than not, I just prefer using a block, especially when it's something that, like, I'm going to spend a lot of time lining everything up and getting it just right in the stamp positioner. Sometimes it's easier just to go and stamp it. And with these stamps, since they're line stamps, they don't have a huge problem getting a good impression the first time. A couple of things to keep in mind is to season it first the first time you use it. So I rub it on my hand like this to get any manufacturing gunk off. And then I do a practice stamp first. Stamp it on there, and that's stamping nice already. Another thing that you can do is put the foam piece that comes in the stamp set, this is what it is for, underneath your work surface, and that helps you get a good cushy impression as well. I love my stamp positioner, I use it, but for this kind of thing I just find it easier. So I'm going to go ahead and line it up with these ones here that this works with. And because this is a clear block, I can see it. But again, if you'd prefer lining it up in a stamp positioner, you can do that. I got it just a tiny bit off, but I'm okay with that. I don't need perfection, and I kind of like it being a little bit off center. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with all of the outline stamps. Okay, so I got all the outlines done, and then this is the little inner portion for these tiny leaves here. So I did those already, and then this is going to be the little inner lines for these ones. So I'm going to go ahead and do all those inner details. Now that one, I'm not so sure about it. I think I liked this sleeve before I added all the details. So, you know, this is what it looks like, but I think next time I might not add that center part, but I'll show you what the centers of all of them look like. I like that one too. It's a very cool look. You know, I think that this is just a little bit much. I would either leave it blank. It looked good before you added the inner detail too. It's just such different looks. And then you can add them to here too. So let's see if we add just this detail. So it just adds even more detail to those embossed leaves. So that's fun. You can even go in and emboss this after you've done all the stenciling and stamping. And then there's these little berries and these little flowers that you could mix in there as well. That would be cute. I think cutting these down a little bit, adding a border and creating a slimline card would be fun. Or doing this a 12-inch piece, just kind of overlapping it, doing, you know, a second stenciling and using it in a scrapbook layout would be pretty as well. So the only thing we haven't done yet is done the die. So the cool thing about this is you can cut out all of these images. I think I'm going to leave this raised one as is, and I'll try cutting out, I haven't tried this yet, so we'll try it together and see how it works. I'm going to line up those stamped images the best I can, and we'll run it through the die cutting machine, and we're going to come out with all of the leaves as well as the background part. Okay, let's see how this turned out, how straight it is. So my, oh, that's kind of fun. My piece was not quite wide enough for the slimline die, but what's fun is you get all of these little pieces all in one fell swoop, and it looked like it cut most of those out. So you get some of the stamped outline. I wasn't sure how much of the stamped outline you would get. So the fun thing with this is you can do it with just cardstock. So that's kind of how I first imagined it, is do this with cardstock, and then you can add the little details and stenciling through here so it shows through like the negative part of this. Because when you cut it out after you've stamped it, you do have a little bit of the outline on here, so you can't really use the top part, but you get all these leaves that are cut out nicely. So that's fun. So you can use them as little sprigs on your projects. And I really, really like that. That is super fun. And then I think for this one, I'm not going to die cut it. I'm just going to add it to a card. So stay tuned to my Instagram channel. I have that linked below so you can see how these turn out. I'll make these into some cards. But really, really pretty, fun product. There's so much more you can do with this that I haven't even tapped into yet. So there is your little demo. So let me know what your favorite product is in the new catalog. What are you most excited about? I can't wait to hear. Let me know down in the comments below, and happy shopping. I'll see you soon. Bye.